Here is tonight's Monday Night Football fact presented by Prudential. The Pats had 21 sacks in the first 4 games this season, most by any team in the 90s in the first 4 games, and yet tonight they have 0.
It's interesting. 21 be that good considering all the blitzing that we've seen over the past couple of years.
But the Denver offensive line has done the job protecting Elway well, and he throws here, and it's caught by Smith, and Smith is out of bounds at the 14-yard line.
Rod having a discussion with lawyer Malloy. Malloy was the, I think, the second player involved there, and his contact with Smith, maybe a yard or so out of bounds, but how do you pull up?
Again, a good look at Mike Shanahan's West Coast, or his version of the West Coast offense. Going underneath the coverage, high percentage. Just like running the football.
Third and 3, and so they turn to Terrell Davis.
Oh, boy.
And he takes it to the 7-yard line.
But that's the luxury that an offensive coordinator has when your running game is going as well as it is. That's not a passing down. Gary Kubiak and Mike Shanahan can just easily go to Terrell Davis.
And Terrell Davis and this offensive line have taken over this game.
And actually a good block at the point of attack by Shannon Sharp. He was working against Ted Drusky, and Sharp not exactly a dominating tight end as a blocker. Steve Sidwell there, the defensive coordinator of the Patriots, trying to come up with something here that'll stop the Broncos. They are moving handily.
First and goal. Davis slips, down he goes. Tackled by Jones. 2nd down and goal.
Davis saw a little crack to the inside, tried to bring it back, and lost his footing. Doesn't happen very often. Watch, you'll see something to the inside. He'll plant that left foot right there. Loses the footing, and down he goes. And he did have a big opening to the inside.
4:20 left in the 3rd. Bucs leading by 8. And trying to get it home here. On 2nd down and goal. Davis. And Terrell Davis to the 2-yard line.
But it took so long for him to make up his mind. How's that for picking a crease and then attacking it?
Ooh, we have a
Sharp is
down. That's Shannon Sharp.
This is the sound of 75,000 people holding their collective breath. Mark Schlereth comes around the corner, gets a good block. There's Shannon Sharp, number 84. He gets the down block, gets a little leg whip in there as well.
Ooh,
I don't know. Did he get stepped on? Did he?
Grabbed his left knee and then rolled over, and then it looked like he might have. Well, we won't speculate.
Injury timeout.
Over there is the East Village. You can probably feel the creative energy. I'm Tim Nye. I run a small business called Sunshine Interactive Network.
Sunshine.
We take artwork, make it available on the internet. Everything I do is because I love working with artists. There's always the tug between commerce and creativity.
From the most prescribed name in the history of pain relief comes non-prescription Motrin IB. Motrin, spoken here, 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 and here. Nothing speaks to pain better than the prescription-proven power of the medicine in Motrin IB. Motrin, spoken here.
Napa carries more parts than anyone in the country. And during a big sale, I feel like I carry each one myself.
Carry out a case of Napa motor oil, only 59 cents a quart after rebate. And while you're here, enter to win big in Napa's Win with the Winner sweepstakes.
Lots of people come to Napa looking for hard-to-find auto parts. And I tell them, the only time parts are hard to find is when you're trying to find them someplace else.
Put on a pair of Napa premium wiper blades and get a free gallon of washer fluid. Only at Napa.
One of the problems when you play on a grass field is that you're wearing spikes. It hurts when you get stepped on. Ferry Collins right there, right on the left knee of Shannon Sharp, steps on him and pushes off.
Now on 3rd down and goal, Elway rolling and throws high and incomplete into the end zone, intended for Willie Green. And so now the young kicker making his NFL debut, Scott Bentley.
I think Scott was pulling for that pass to be complete.
Yes,
I don't know. Why? You know, maybe he's getting a chance to showcase himself here a little bit.
In his hometown, he went to Overland High School, and he was recruited as not only as a kicker but as a quarterback as well. Played on some great Florida State teams.
That's Jason Elam there in street clothes.
I watched him kick yesterday. I mean, he's got a strong leg. He hit 8 or 10, and then all of a sudden he just went far to the right or the left.
Ooh, 21-yarder. Did somebody get a hand on it?
Sure did.
It was tipped, but it goes through.
It was deflected, but not enough.
Might have got a little help out of it.
Well, they were really rushing things. It was a high snap. They almost didn't get it off before the play clock expired.
Take a look. Did he get a little help out of this?
It actually looks like it's going to be right down the middle, and
yeah,
it almost gets pushed out of there. Ugly, but 3. John Elway, though, wishing he would have led that drive into the end zone.
Good 3, though. The Patriots were within 8. And now they're got the work cut out for them.
It's still 2 scores, but they need the 2-point conversion.
3:37 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Mike Shanahan, the ill-fated opportunity with the Raiders back in '88 as he was hired by Al Davis. That lasted a season in 4 games. One more look now at the Willie Green play. And a pass that was high. And the kickoff comes down into the arms of Dave Megan, and he gets wrapped up at the 15-yard line. And Denver special teams doing the job as Steve Rush makes the tackle. Rick Dennison says, way to go.
Dave Meggett was questionable during the week with a pulled hamstring. I talked to him before the game. He said, no, he felt fine. But it's been bothering him off and on for several weeks.
Now the Patriots. Important drive late in the 3rd quarter from their own 16-yard line. Pete Carroll's team coming in 4-0 against the 5-0 Broncos, but trailing by 11. Bledsoe under pressure. Going deep for Glenn, who can fly, but the pass is too deep. And Drew was hit hard.
Oh, he got hammered as he released the ball.
He held it and held it and held it. He had to duck and dodge a little bit to find himself some room to plant and throw. And boy, did he take a shot. Neil Smith had about a 5-yard run at him.
And he knew he was going to get it. This one tough guy.
The only good news is that Neil Smith landed on the ground and didn't land on top of Bledsoe to compound that hit.
2nd and 10 from the 16. And that pass is thrown away. It's 3rd down.
Steve Atwater all over Byers coming out of the backfield. They're not going to let him sneak out of there again.
And the pass rush of Denver collapsing that pocket. Drew Bledsoe having to fall backwards. Drew not able to plant, step into the pass. And Greg Robinson would like to see that kind of a pass rush out of his group one more time.
Third and 10 now. 3:16 left in the 3rd. 24-13 Denver.
Oh, and there's a false start by Rucci, the right guard.
Making it 3rd down and 15.
Ball start, number 71, offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And that compounds the problem for Drew Bledsoe and his teammates. There's the movement on the inside. Rucci, the right guard.
And the shame of this for the New England Patriots is field position, score, throwing on 1st down and not completing it. It removes Curtis Martin from the ballgame.
Mile High shaking to its erector set foundation right now on 3rd and 15. And that is too deep into double coverage intended for Ben Coates.
All the way back there, Bill Romanowski, he had help.
Atwater.
And a guy arguing.
Atwater, but they knew the man that they would be going to, the big tight end, and they doubled up on him. Good defense. Greg Robinson, the defensive coordinator, has done a terrific job. We talked about earlier being a disciple of Pete Carroll, his defensive coordinator, his head coach of the Jets.
And Romanowski, who played his college football at Boston College. Oh, there's a double clutch and out of the end zone.
Safety.
Mike Bartram is
well, they might call a false start. They may dodge a bullet here. If they call that a false start, it won't count.
False start, number 86, offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Lucky, lucky, lucky.
Pete Carroll can't be liking this. This is kind of ugly. Getting his quarterback mauled.
Watch him pick up the ball right there. Now that ends it right there. The play never happened from that point on, luckily for New England. And Tom Tupa, as you can see, running out of real estate.
Line of scrimmage is the 6.
He can't step out of the back of the end zones. That's why he'll stay at least a yard away from it.
And he's sticking to the most proficient punt returner in the history of the National Football League in Darian Gordon. Wobbler.
But a good-looking punt.
46, Gordon. And he takes it to the New England 46-yard line. With 2:58 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Mario Greer makes the tackle. And Thursday night on ABC. There is the Thursday night primetime schedule. Nothing Sacred, Cracker, and then 2020. The Thursday edition all coming your way in 3 nights right here on ABC. Of course, in 7 nights we will be in the nation's capital, where the Washington Redskins return to Monday Night Football for the first time in a while against the Dallas Cowboys. I don't care what year it is or where it is, when you say Cowboys and Redskins, it's exciting.
It's fun. And now an enormous amount of pressure has been placed on New England's defense here, having to yield inside their own territory.
Elway. And that's nearly intercepted, and Willie Clay almost had the hat trick.
And another pass from John Elway, Frank, considerably underthrown.
I think it was surprising, I think, with the kind of coverage they are using a lot of zone. A 3-man rush and dropping 6 DBs off, and it's really confusing them. And you're right about it. This could have been picked off. I mean, Elway has had a lot of time to throw the football. Trying to get it to Sharp, coming all the way across the field. He had to have plenty of time to sit back there as he made the cross.
2nd and 10. Protection is great. Looking for Smith. And Smith is able to adjust and makes a great catch and takes it to the 1. He made the adjustment on Ty Law. Came back to get it. 1st and goal.
Ty Law was in a sprint with Rod Smith. Elway just hung it up for grabs, and Rod Smith went up and got it.
Frank, I'll guarantee you, with that ball 10 yards away, Ty Law thought he had an interception. He actually had the inside position on Smith. What a sensational effort by Rod Smith to catch this football.
Rod Smith really came on at the end of last year, made Anthony Miller dispensable. But look at that catch. He's only 6 feet tall, but he really went up.
And now it's 1st and goal from the 1. They give it to TD, and that's a TD.
A lot of hugs on the sidelines for Rod Smith, who made a great play. You're right, Dan. Ty Law thought he had great position on it.
And he did.
And he did. Except that Rod Smith went up and got it.
Give Smith all the credit in the world.
Scott Bentley for the point after. Denver's 3 possessions in this half. Touchdown, field goal, touchdown. And for Terrell Davis, that's his 6th touchdown of the season, tying him with Minnesota's Chris Carter and Pittsburgh's Cordell Stewart for most touchdowns this season.
If you saw the look of disgust and dismay on the face of Pete Carroll, he had the right defense called. He had his guy. Look at that position. It's just that Smith able to react to it. A late face mask there by Ty Law.
Hard to call, though.
The damage by that point in time already done.
Well, I'll tell you, the Denver running game makes all this happen. I mean, you have to be thinking, stop the run. Well, both had hands on the face mask. And Denver has been able to run that ball all night long, and it really makes it tough to play defense. The passing game really opens up.
And then after that outstanding catch by Smith, pretty easy. Pretty easy. Tony Jones and Mark Schlereth and Tom Nalen, Brian Habib, Gary Zimmerman, the front 5 of the Denver Broncos, really doing their work tonight in the running game.
Bentley puts it into the end zone where Meggett will come out with it. And little Dave up to the 26-yard line. With 1 minute and 49 seconds remaining, and the Broncos on top by a score of 31-13. Denver's average margin of victory 16 points this season, so they have barely been tested.
Well, New England's was higher than that, wasn't it?
Yeah, at 130 points for and 40 against. 90 divided by 4 is 22.5.
Right.
Yeah, New England only given up, what, 10 points on average? Something had to give tonight.
From the 25-yard line, this is Curtis Martin for a gain of 2 to the 27. Keith Traylor makes the tackle.
A little run attempt, just an attempt to keep the Denver defense honest, slow down the pass rush. Bledsoe has been under enormous pressure here in the second half. John Elway in his 15th year.
Bledsoe on 2nd and 8 throws, and that's a nice catch made by Sean Jefferson. Stays in bounds up at the 37. Tackled by Atwater, first down.
How's that for a reaction by Jefferson? Looking for a pass to the inside. It's clear to the out. He spins all the way around and snags it.
As a consequence, gets the first down.
Watch this by Jefferson. Whoop, back the other way and keeps that ball off the ground. That's as pretty a catch as you'll see.
Former San Diego Charger, who's put up some good numbers now with New England.
Great look at it, guys.
Big part of their offense a year ago, once again this year.
Bledsoe on first down, and that is caught by Byers.
Oh, and Bledsoe took a shot, looked like right in the face.
John Mobley is the guy who came blitzing in.
Did he get hit right in the helmet with that? That was quite a shot. Drew bounces right up. Don't say this guy isn't tough. That's a uncontested run to the quarterback by Mobley.
Better look at it there.
And Mobley did a real nice job of pulling up on Bledsoe. He could have hit him a lot harder than that.
10-3, Broncos lead at 31-13. Monday Night Football back after this from our ABC station.
is a test.
Will you marry me?
Absolutely not.
This is real.
I love you.
Spin City. Romp with Dharma and Greg.
I walk up steps you built, and you shower in a shower I built. Oh, by the way, hot means cold and cold means hot.
After Spin City, ABC Wednesday.
Find out tonight on News 13.
Coming up after the game, another tobacco lawsuit here in Florida. Find out why an Orange Park grandmother is suing R.J. Reynolds. Also, wouldn't you know it if your neighbors didn't throw out their trash for 40 years or more? Well, that's happening in a central Florida city. We'll tell you more. And find out how NASA is helping some kids with allergies have fun in the sun.
Don't miss these stories and more on News 13, your local news station.
Is your company still hassling with bulky two-way radios, costly cellular charges, pesky pagers? Even worse, are you stuck with all three? In the digital age, they're history. Now you can get everything in just one reliable handset made by Motorola. So get with it. Get a Link. And get into the Southern Link digital network from Southern Company. What's your company waiting for?
Coach, got a little gift for you from Great Southern Wood.
Oh, Jimmy, you and that yellow.
Well, that means our wood is clean and straight, backed by a lifetime guarantee.
Well, here, hold on to it for me.
I got it.
The pass is out of bounds.
Need a ball.
6 yards. The snap. What? A flag on the play? No, it's a yellow ball. And the quarterback's been sacked for a 10-yard loss. What a tough break for Terry Bowden. The quarterback.
So remember, if you don't see Osmos on the yellow tag, believe me, you don't want it.
Helping firefighters in Mariana after the game.
And we're back as we start the fourth quarter. Al Michaels with Frank Gifford, Dan Deerdorf, and Lynn Swan. An 18-point Bronco lead. And second down and 7 for the New England Patriots from their own 39-yard line as the catch is made for a first down near midfield, and it's hauled in there by Troy Brown. Fifth year out of Marshall, and still down on the ground is the cornerback, Ray Crockett. So there's an injury timeout here early in the fourth.
Get the world's fastest sport utility vehicle. Introducing the new 245 horsepower Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited.
Budweiser.
You stink. Get off the stage. Your mother's an iguana.
Hey, my mother's half iguana.
I'm sorry. I meant no disrespect.
All across America, you're there to see us through.
Jiffy Lube has serviced 120 million vehicles. That means we've performed our service 120 million times. Now that's experience you can count on. And we offer Pennzoil.
3,000 miles, you make us smile. America's Jiffy Lube.
Jiffy Lube, America's favorite oil change.
Budweiser.
Enjoy it while you can, hot shots. Your days are numbered.
Louie.
I know a lot of predators.
Lower your voice.
I'm very friendly with the snakes. And I know several very large ferrets.
Let's get those helmets crashing!
The game, another tobacco lawsuit here in Florida will bring you up to date. Also find out how NASA is helping kids with allergies have fun in the sun.
Above aerial photography tonight provided by Goodyear, Mile High Stadium in Denver. Place opened in 1948. They just kept expanding it. And more games have been played in this stadium than any other stadium currently in use in the National Football League. Drew Bledsoe from the 50.
Oh, he's wide open, Terry Glenn.
Deep, and he can't hit him. And Terry Glenn was open, he was loose, and he couldn't connect.
Well, Ray Crockett had been shaken up. He's on the bench. He's at the left corner position. They came right back and went with Terry Glenn, split to the right, brought him all the way across the field, and he was wide open. There's a look at Crockett there, checking him out on the bench. Boy, and Terry, he was no one within 10 yards of him.
2nd and 10 now from the 50-yard line, and they go to the ground and they give it to Curtis Martin, and he gets bounced down at the 44 by Neil Smith. And a word from the field, Lynn Swan. Lynn.
You know, Al, I have to believe Terry Glenn, if he was in game condition, might have gotten to that ball, might have made a couple of other catches. But, you know, since he's had that ankle injury, he only came back for the Patriots the last ball game. He is not in game shape. During the pregame warm-up, he told me he was having a very hard time catching his breath then. So when they need him most in the fourth quarter, he doesn't really have it all there, Al.
All right, Lenny was hurt on opening day. Then he was on the bench for 2 games, played sparingly last week, and he's been in and out tonight. 3rd down and 5. And that's incomplete, intended for Troy Brown. Now 4th down and 5 for New England.
And down 31-13. I don't think it's going to surprise anyone what they're going to do. They're going to go. They bring Byers back in. You have Byers and Coates in the same backfield. You have some pretty fine clutch receiving.
New England tonight 1 for 1 on 4th. They went deep in New England territory, or in Denver territory, and Denver's going to take a defensive timeout here to a line, but they were unable to cash in the last time they converted on a 4th and had to settle for a field goal. Timeout, Denver 31 and New England 13.
There are millions of reasons to fly today. Only one that matters to you. At Delta Airlines, it is our pleasure to get you to the place you want to be. Delta Airlines, on top of the world.
If I had my way, there would be no punting on 4th down. No throwaway passes. I would never be told to slide or step out of bounds. Safeties would learn to fear my footsteps. And history books would not refer to me as a quarterback, but as a football player.
Can we enhance performance by simply moving a battery? Is it possible to combine the ease of an automatic with the fun of a manual? Is everyone comfortable with the concept of cab-forward design? These are the questions. This is the answer. Dodge Stratus. Starting under 14.4, 18.4 impressively equipped.
Controversial, outrageous. Radio's most infamous shock jock is about to be censored permanently.
He's got a bomb.
C16, ABC Saturday.
Here's NFL news brought to you by Budweiser. Andy Harmon waived by the Eagles. That's a surprise. Matt Stevens had been picked up earlier from Buffalo. Danny Cannell, we mentioned before, gets the start for the Giants over Dave Brown Sunday at Arizona. Eric Kramer, who started the season and gave way to Rick Meyer, is back as the starter for the Bears against the Packers. And the so-called trading deadline tomorrow at 4 Eastern time. And that's sort of a kind of a bogus deal these days, and salary cap situation and era and all of that. But anyway, officially the trading deadline tomorrow as the pass is knocked down on 4th down and a flag comes down.
2 flags.
Romanowski with a coverage on Ben Coates.
I think early coverage. Premature coverage.
Trying to get the first down to Coates, and Romanowski holds him actually beyond, bangs him around past the 5-yard zone. And
well, Coates, using his size, initiates some contact that, you know, bumps him and pushes off a little bit. But you're right, the snagging of the jersey by Romanowski.
And then he interfered with him. Yeah. He had it all.
It just gets too obvious when you see a jersey get pulled. That's too easy to spot for an official.
First down at the 40-yard line. Drew Bledsoe throws, and that is caught by Curtis Martin, who takes it to the 33-yard line. Vital drive for New England. They have to cash in. They went for it on 4th down. Beneficiary of the penalty, and now down by 18 on the move, 2nd down and 3. In the American League Division Series tonight at Cleveland, the Indians have defeated the Yankees, and it's Cleveland moving on to face the Orioles in the American League Championship Series. 2nd and 2, and they run a reverse, and this is Brown, and he almost gets tackled by Williams. A flag goes down, and now Williams does wind up taking him to the turf in New England territory.
However, fooled absolutely no one to begin with.
And they're actually, I believe, going to call Drew Bledsoe for holding.
Illegal block on number 11. Penalty is declined.
Drew Bledsoe came in and hit Alfred Williams from behind. He didn't hold him. He hit him from behind.
Well, the loss is all the way back to inside New England's territory. But look, top of your screen, there is Bledsoe doing the holding on Alfred Williams.
Well, first of all, it was just outstanding technique by Alfred Williams, who went upfield, held his ground, and killed the play right from the very beginning.
And probably killed the drive. They went from 2nd and 2 to 3rd and 20. 18-yard loss on the first rush of Brown's career. Dumped off over the middle, caught by Martin, but he goes next to nowhere, only to the 44, and they're 14 yards shy of the first down. In a situation where instead of going for it, at least they're going to send in for the moment the punting unit. Tom Tupa, who's the punter, is also a quarterback of some renown. So here's a guy who can always pull off a fake.
Well, that's, of course, not lost on the special teams.
Something tells me
unit of Denver. I think they'll be looking for that.
Rick Dennison, I'm sure, is screaming that into his guys. Watch for this.
4th and 14 from the 44-yard line. And the kick floats into the end zone, so it will come out to the 20-yard line. And only a 24 net. Elway gets it back to work on the clock with the Bronx up by 18.
this part.
Monsterizer back at Taco Bell. Get them while they're fresh. Just 99 cents with the purchase of a combo meal. Taco Bell. Want some?
If I ran the post office, I'd give busy people like me a break. Get around lines. Give them a way to grab things themselves. And please, let's take credit cards. We'd stay open later. And I'd put little post offices all over, like in stores. Oh, don't forget self-adhesive stamps.
Angel stamps. Again?
And then we'd go on the internet.
It's happening at your U.S. Postal Service. We deliver.
The Cowboys, the Redskins, the ugliest rivalry in the NFL will be decided on ABC's Monday Night Football. Bring on the game now!
College football comes your way Saturday. Ohio State, Penn State, and then Oklahoma, Texas, SC, Arizona State, and North Carolina State against Georgia Tech. And then Monday night, a beauty from the nation's capital. It's the Cowboys and the Redskins a week from tonight. Dallas and Washington on Monday Night Football. Broncos from the 20-yard line, and it's Terrell Davis, who's already had a huge night. and it's a doubly huge night now as he is out of bounds at the 46-yard line of New England. Lawyer Malloy runs him out.
Boy, it's not supposed to be that easy to get around the corner. A serious breakdown in New England's contain.
Somehow Terrell Davis always seems to be able to rip off a big one in almost every game he plays, or a couple of them. This time this was designed to go off tackle. He took it to the outside, no containment whatsoever. Terrell Davis not with blazing speed, but he has a good quickness. Turns it on down the sidelines and gets into New England territory.
Broncos are going to have to take a timeout. There's no way they're going to get a playoff before the play clock expires.
Third and last charge timeout, Denver. Third and last.
That's about the only bad news for the Broncos at this point. Up by 18. Larimer Square. Our illustrious spotter Malibu Kelly Hayes, actually a resident of Aspen, says that's the hip and trendy place to go in Denver. Is that correct, sir? Here is John Elway now on first down after the timeout, throwing incomplete, intended for Rod Smith, but they draw a flag. And Jimmy Hitchcock said, get out of here.
Well, Jimmy Hitchcock is a guy who found his way into Bill Parcells' doghouse last year. Got benched for the last 5 games of the season. And that just looks like he's working his way towards the football right along with Rod Smith.
Just worked it a little early.
31 defense. Automatic first down.
Jimmy trying to get an explanation from the field judge about.
He was making a play on the ball, and collision happened before the ball got there.
$21-yard penalty, first down now from the 25-yard line. Here they come on the blitz. Davis picks up play, and that enables Elway to get some time, but nobody's open, so it's second down and 10. Second and 10, and mentioned a couple of minutes ago that the Cleveland Indians have advanced, won the American League Divisional Playoff. They were down 2 games to 1 and won yesterday and won tonight 4-3. Young Jared Wright picked up the win, and so it's Cleveland against Baltimore in the American and Florida and Atlanta in the National.
I imagine things were a little wild at Jacobs Field tonight.
Very.
A little quiet on Broadway.
Second and 10 from the 25.
All right.
Movement over the left side.
Tony Jones was on his way down into his three-point stance at the snap of the football.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 77, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Thoroughly confused. Everybody else is going, and you're just getting set.
Give us a chance to pay our respects and send our condolences to the family of Dave Marr. Dave, one of the really good people, a great golf announcer for over 20 years here at ABC, and one of the really fun people, to his wife Tally and all of his family and all the people that love him. We send our condolences. And if you want to pay tribute to David, you can send a donation to the U.S. Junior Golf Association in his memory. Dave Marr, one of the great people.
Old class as John Elway gets taken down, and sack will be credited to Henry Thomas. And that's New England's first sack of the night, a team that had 21 in 4 games coming in.
And 5 in their last game against Chicago. This offensive line for Denver has done a terrific job tonight.
Boy, that time the double team, Habib and Nalen, got split by Henry Thomas, who, even though they're in a trailing position, hasn't quit playing. Of course, I don't think Henry Thomas knows how to turn off that motor of his.
5 wides for Denver. They can do it because of the mobility of John Elway.
Third down and 23. Elway throws, and that is caught by Willie Green. He's out of bounds at the 30-yard line, and well, they're going to go with the young field goal kicker. Scott Bentley will come in and try to dazzle the home folks.
Well, this is a field goal. This is a field goal, though, guys. If Bentley makes this, he's going to be released probably tomorrow by the Denver Broncos. If he makes this, this is a nice little audition and a resume to take with him.
Well, he's a guy who actually was released by Arizona, and they're having some problems right now with Kevin Butler after yesterday, but at least he didn't hit the right note on that audition.
Well, maybe he hopes they went to bed.
Yes. Yes.
That's a shame. You would have liked to have seen him made that. Just that'll stick with him for a while.
So New England gets it back, and we can tell you that Monday Night Football from Denver is being brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores. We keep America running. By Nike. By the 68,000 professionals at Delta Airlines. And Jeep, makers of the Jeep Grand Cherokee, Cherokee and Wrangler. So New England has it at the 38-yard line.
We'll see the Patriots at the end of this month, won't we? The Packers go to Foxborough.
Yep. 27th.
3 weeks from tonight.
That'll be fun.
Super Bowl rematch. Bledsoe and miscommunication there. Brown and Brisby both in the neighborhood.
And some pressure from number 97, Hank Wheeler. New England's really been sloppy tonight. But they've just kind of been out of gear. They'll get something moving, and all of a sudden they'll make a mistake. They'll do something they shouldn't do.
They have a short week, too. They go home, and they play Buffalo.
And Mike Lodish actually was providing the pressure there.
Bills go to Foxborough this week. Denver has next week off. Their next game is at Oakland in 2 weeks. It's caught by Ben Coates. Taken down by Tyrone Braxton at the 41. 3rd and long.
New England just has not been able to get it in gear. A lot of weapons.
3rd and 7, and that's thrown behind Vincent Frisbee. So it's 4th down.
Again, pressure, this time a corner blitz for the Broncos. Darian Gordon coming in.
What has to really be frustrating for New England is they're being beaten here by a Denver Bronco team that didn't really get a real spectacular performance tonight from John Elway. The guy who's been beating New England in recent memory did it again tonight, and that's Terrell Davis. They just can't seem to stop him running the football.
Davis tonight 146 yards. Last year 154 yards on the ground. He has killed him. Tupa's kick bounces through the end zone.
There's a flag back at about the 41-yard line. Now this again, pre-kick, post-kick. It appears like it's post-kick.
Yep.
Denver's offense is staying out on the field.
Pre-kick, it would have been a 1st down for
the Pats,
the Patriots.
Oh, now Jerry Markwright signals that it's holding against New England. So I guess the option will be to whether to make him kick again or not.
Number 99 kicking team. Penalties decline. 1st down.
Yeah, with that thing bouncing into the end zone for a touchback, you don't want to give Tupa another shot at it.
Symptomatic of the Patriots evening, I suppose, right now. Trying to come up for air.
There's that sign that sits right behind the Patriots bench, reminding them that we're a mile above sea level. And a couple sound effects thrown in at the tail end of it.
1st down at the 20-yard line for the Denver Broncos. Detron Smith is in at fullback, and that's Smith in motion. Terrell Davis adds to his already sparkling total.
Well, I'd leave Detron Smith in this game because they've had a heck of a performance. out of Howard Griffith tonight, a guy that was supposed to be out 3 to 4 weeks and who played tonight the week after hurting a ligament in his knee.
Really only had worked a couple of days. He had a slight tear in the MCL of his knee, and they didn't expect him to play, and he's done a terrific job. Anytime your running back is over 100 yards and Terrell is up over 140 yards, you know that the lead blocker has been doing a great job.
And the Denver Broncos, as we've discussed tonight, are doing it without a world-class performance from John Elway. 2nd down and 7. And Davis, a world-class performance, though, from this man as he takes it up to the 39. And Pat Bowlen looking on his team. And there's no question right now, gents, that they are the best team in the American Football Conference. I think they're proving it with their record and what they did last year. But, you know, the storyline in this town will always be, until they win it, the Super Bowl. You know, you can do whatever you can do during the regular season and work your way through the playoffs, but that's their burden.
Pat took this team over 1984. Been to those 3 Super Bowls. Interesting enough, both owners have been to a Super Bowl. Bob Kraft went last year. They lost a Super Bowl. Both quarterbacks have been there. A lot of similarities, but not tonight in performance.
Davis.
I thought the Broncos were very deferential leading into tonight's game in giving the Patriots their due, that they were the AFC champions, that they represented the conference in the Super Bowl last year. You know, the guys were saying, hey, look, we were 13-3, but we blew it. We got beat by Jacksonville. We got beat by Jacksonville here on our home stadium. And you know what? We shouldn't talk anymore about how good we are. This is a team, I think, on a mission to prove something. That Jacksonville loss last year is not the defining moment of the quality of this football team.
New England takes a timeout. One of the subplots, especially in New England last year, a lot of you have seen the clip. If you haven't, we can roll it in with Shannon Sharp after New England had gone in, or Denver had gone to New England and just blown them away.
Calling for the National Guard.
Yeah, the stands are very close to the bench, and here's what Shannon had to say. It was pretty funny.
I've called the president. President, we need a National Guard. We need as many men as you can spare because we are killing the Patriots. So call the dogs off. Send the National Guard, please. They need emergency help. Please help these folks. They're coming. Help is on the way. Help is on the way.
Well, I don't care. That was great. Hysterical.
Oh, yes, sir. People in New England have been laughing about it for the last year.
2nd and 9. The one thing about Sharp, he's got a wonderful sense of humor, and he did apologize.
He did apologize
to his buddies on the Patriots. Elway going deep, and it's caught by Smith, and he gets tackled at the 21-yard line. So they go deep on 3rd down, and Elway connects with Rod Smith.
Well, he did it on
Law. Now he does it on Hitchcock.
Exactly right. What a wonderful example of a receiver going up and getting the football. Lynn Swann, does this look familiar?
Oh, I'll tell you, it looks very familiar. You can tell when he goes up for that pass that he believes that ball belongs to him. The final minutes of this ball game, he wants to make the catch.
Oh, what do you know about it?
Just a little bit here and there.
Yeah, he's about the same size as you, Lynn. 6 feet, 195 pounds.
He's tougher than me.
From the 21.
Right.
Uh-oh. Speaking of tough.
Swan would have made that catch over the middle.
Earlier this year against
where do you get a jacket like that? I want to. How come Swanee gets a? We don't have jackets.
Swanee,
like
is that company issue?
It's not company issue, but I have resources. I'll get you guys one.
No,
if you promise to wear them.
What's on the back of it?
We've never even seen that.
What's on the back of it? What's it say on the back? Oh.
Hey, I'm a loyal guy.
Swanee, how does he get? Kenny Wolf, how can this happen?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Too many scrambled eggs. That's a problem.
He brings home the bacon. That's it. 2nd down and 3. From the 15-yard line. Terrell Davis
stopped for one of the few times. Started to say earlier, Terrell's high for the season, 215 yards against Cincinnati. And he's getting up there in astronomical numbers now. I think he might be coming out for the night. 171 yards for Terrell. I think it's time to bring him out, give him a little breather.
If this crowd sensed that was the last time, they would be on their feet.
32 carries.
Came into the
career best from a year ago, and that was against the Patriots.
Came into the game averaging 5.1 a carry. What was he, about 20 yards off the NFL lead? And well in front now.
Right away, John. Get rid of it.
And he does. It'll be 4th down. That'll give Bentley another chance for a field goal.
Had a lot of company out there in the form of Todd Collins.
Realize that Terrell Davis is close to 800 yards. What is he? He's around 675 through 6 games.
So
get your old calculator going there, and he's on his. He's putting the old nubbins on a 2,000-yard season at this pace.
Extrapolating there, and what will we got? Go to work on it, Steve.
This is a 33-yard attempt. And Bentley just does boot it through inside the right upright.
Jason Elam gives his one-night stand partner a hand.
Yeah, I think my job's safe.
Yeah.
Never know about those hip flexors, though.
The quick math from our crack crew down the truck says that Terrell Davis is on pace for a 2,069-yard season if he was to keep hammering away like this. This is some start for this third-year running back from the Bulldogs of Georgia.
Well, what it does to a team with a good passing offense with John Elway, what it does to their offense. When you can run the football like that, your passing game is enhanced so much.
Well, the record is Eric Dickerson in 1984 with 2,105 yards. So Davis is on a pace right now. It will get him very, very close.
He was the AFC Offensive Player of the Month for the month of September, and not a bad start to October, is it?
He'd win the balloting right now.
Number 22, David Meggett, and number 29, Dirk Close.
Bentley to the 9-yard line, or Dave Meggett. Tackled up at the 23-yard line. For the big week of football next Sunday, and you can start it off on ESPN with NFL Countdown at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and then all the action recap for you on prime time following the afternoon game Sunday on ESPN.
I like it that it's starting an hour and a half before the games. I get a chance to catch a lot of it before I have to catch an airplane. Very convenient. 39 total yards for the Patriots here in the second half.
From the 25, Bledsoe throws. That's caught by Vincent Brisby. Out of bounds up near the 30-yard line.
It's interesting. That's kind of a turnaround. The Patriots outgained Denver over the first half. Denver just has taken control of this game here in the second half. They came out with that 5.5-minute opening drive for 7 points, and they've never looked back.
2nd and 5. The Broncos with a win would go to 6-0. They'd be 2 up on Kansas City in the AFC West. Meanwhile, New England at 4-1 would only be a half game in front of the Jets in the East. It's a wobbly duck, but it's caught by Ben Coates, who takes it to the Denver 37-yard line. First down. John Mobley back there to stop him. And Bledsoe conserving the clock after a 33-yard game, going without a huddle.
Denver dropping off a little bit with the commanding lead, and Coates with another opportunity to catch underneath. But they pretty much shut him down.
Martin.
Not to mention Martin.
Yeah, there's a guy that you know New England was counting on to be a much bigger part of this ball game. You know, really, he couldn't get untracked against the Chicago Bears, their game of 2 weeks ago. He broke a 70-yard run, but what was it before that? He had like 13 carries for 9 yards. Chicago being very aggressive at the line of scrimmage.
Tonight, 15 carries for 66, and a Bledsoe sack. It is Ma'atanu Vasa.
Is that 3?
That's 3.
Trick.
And nobody better ever question Drew Bledsoe's toughness. When you watch that Chicago game of a couple weeks ago, he was pounded on by the Bears over and over again. He's taken his share of big hits tonight, and there he is.
I've never seen a team blitz as much as the Bears did against any given team.
Almost every down.
Almost every down, if not every down. One of the reasons Terry Glenn was able to break off that big 70-yarder.
They made Buddy Ryan look like he played the prevent.
Of course, Those of you who are cynics in our audience also realize the Bears are 0-6.
Who dat going to be them cynics?
I don't think they just been undecided. This is the only way we can win this game, and we're going to come from every angle.
Yeah, who dat won?
Found out he couldn't win that way.
4th down and 3.
Who did that big guy with the mustache?
And that's caught for a first down. Back-to-back catches by Lovett Purnell, the other tight end. A flag is down at the 18-yard line.
Our friends over at TNT had that game last night, I guess. The Bears and the Who-Dats.
That's right.
The Saints. Mike Ditka came away with that one. Looks like this is going to be an offensive interference call, negating this catch by Purnell. Lovett Purnell. Sounds like he ought to be a country and western singer, doesn't he? We ought to hook him up with Joe Abasano.
It could be the title of a song.
Love it or leave it. Lyle. He did.
Penalties tonight. Just another nail in the Pats' coffin. 117 yards in penalties. Is Bledsoe.
Watch out, Drew.
Has to dump it off. And Alfred Williams escorts him over to the Denver bench.
Alfred Williams getting there just a fraction late, or he would have spiked him. Drew Bledsoe has had a tough night. He's been sacked several times, but he has been hit many more times.
Down on the field before the game, talking to Billy Thompson, one of the great defensive backs of Bronco history. He was reminiscing about just how hard it is to win at this stadium. Also, some linebacker named Tom Jackson.
Tommy was having fun, wasn't he? He was everywhere.
41-6. That's a terrible rating for a quarterback. If Elway, and he will win this game, it'll be the lowest rating he's had in a game he's won in 10 years.
If you got a running back that runs for 140 yards, you're going to more than likely win a football game.
Vaughn Hebron here taking over at running back.
It would be hard to lose a game considering the night Terrell Davis had.
An outstanding play by their defensive football team. This is a high-powered New England offense. It's been held to 13 points tonight.
So the Patriots will regroup. They'll fly home tonight. Coaches go right to work tomorrow. Sunday, they've got the Bills in Foxborough. Denver with a week off. Hebron. And dragged down by Jimmy Hitchcock as we come to the 2-minute warning. And we can warn you that you can check out the NFL.
The 2-minute warning.
Your computer at NFL.com. All the score, stats, and video clip highlights at that address.
It's your fault that everything's messed up around here. I'm sorry. It can happen in any home and in any neighborhood. It's domestic violence. I'm Steve Atwater of the Denver Broncos, and this is my wife, Letha. The NFL and its players are concerned about the problems of domestic violence. That's why we're United Way volunteers working for the Safe House here in Denver. United Way supports more than 1,000 centers like this one here in Denver and cities across the nation.
The NFL, the United Way, and you, the power of teamwork.
Two minutes to play, 2 minutes until the Broncos officially go to 6-0, and so they will be the only undefeated team in the National Football League, with Tampa Bay having lost yesterday and New England tonight. And New England with a mark of 4-1, leading the Jets by just a half game in the AFC East, and Buffalo at 3-2, and Miami at 3-2. So a good race shaping up.
And Denver has to travel to Oakland and then at Buffalo. It gets a little rough for them.
Monday Night Football is always produced by the great Ken Wolf and directed by our man Craig Janoff. Joey Chavo, again, without a knuckle job at the console this year. Associate producer is Ben Harvey. Jaime Bravo, our associate director. Ed McKenna, Claude Phipps, and Hal Schmitz making sure the sights and sounds go out in full clarity. Chris Pfeiffer and Bill Bolin, the assistants to the producer. Mark Ameno, Brian McGarry are on the computer stats. Steve Hurt can't do it without our man, George Hill, our statistician, and Malibu Kelly Hayes, the spotting. 2 minutes to go. Broncos trying to run out the clock, and it's Vaughn Hebron padding his stats a little bit to the 38-yard line, where he's tackled by Jimmy Hitchcock. So Terrell Davis done for the night. Davis winds up with 171 yards. In his battle with Curtis Martin, Martin with just 66 yards. Elway has, well, a slightly better night than Bledsoe, I suppose, even though their stats were vaguely similar and their pass ratings about similar.
Well, it really is a wonderful example, fellas, of how much the Denver Broncos have going for them when they play here at Mile High, that they are able to win so convincingly when their main man, John Elway, is just not even average.
No.
They have a lot of tools.
Terrible night for John. I think he'll tell you right away that it was not his night. But number 30, it was his night. And that offensive line that opened the holes.
Denver will be 6-0 for the third time in the history of the franchise. The other two times were 1977 and 1986, and in each instance they went to the Super Bowl. Once under Red Miller, once under Dan Reeves, and lost both games, of course. 0-4 in Super Bowls are the Bronx, but right now they are the only undefeated team in the National Football League.
Well, last year at this time, the Denver Broncos were the best team in the AFC, and the Patriots went to the Super Bowl. New England knows that. A lot of football yet to be played here in 1997.
And I think when you look back in December, the players on New England, both these teams are going to go to the playoffs, but somebody is going to get the home field advantage, and that might have been what they were playing for tonight.
Well, Denver certainly has a leg up in that regard.
Broncos win it by a score of 34-13, and we'll wrap it up from Denver after this.